What's up, y'all? Secrets Vibe here. We are in the era of the underdog. For the last 10 years or so, whenever you felt like you weren't making it online, the world gave you the same answer: hustle harder. You were told that if you weren't posting enough, if your business was stagnant, you were told you weren't persistent enough. If you were exhausted, you were told you just didn't want it badly enough. Think of it like a treadmill that speeds up every time you show signs of fatigue. Instead of the gym owner fixing the machine, they yell at you for not running faster. The system used your grit to hide its own flaws. People literally had to be superhuman or had to do superhuman things just to get by, just to break even, just to receive recognition, just to get their projects or their businesses or their concepts noticed. And yet, there is nothing normal about that. Now, imagine a well geared bicycle. It doesn't do the work for you, but it ensures that every one rotation of your pedals doesn't get wasted. Okay? The tool's only job is to leverage your effort, not to multiply your exhaustion. And so the realization that hustle culture became the great absolution of the digital era. Hustle culture allowed the digital era to get away within its inefficiencies. And instead of us noticing that and calling it out, we got caught in the mix of it all. Because if we didn't run with everyone else that was running, we were going to get left behind. And the ones who were going to be signing the checks were the ones who owned the machine. They were the ones who owned the treadmill that was malfunctioning in the gym. So by making success a matter of individual grit, the systems we use were absolved of their responsibility to provide tools that actually worked for us. It allowed for the rise of a mediocrity standard, leaving us close to the gap with our own burnout. We weren't failing. We were being mismanaged by the tools at our disposal. And I promise I'm not making excuses. So we are moving from the era of absolution, where we just absolved all these companies of how inefficient the systems they created were for us, where we carried the system's weight, and we are moving to the era of architecture where the logic carries ours. We are stopping the grind so we can start the build. If we spend all our time grinding, when do we get to build? If we spend our time doing TikTok dances before we can get some exposure, when do we actually get to be creative? TikTok dancing is a form of creativity, but what if that actually isn't your passion? What if that isn't what you are actually trying to do? So we have to dance to tune and play to the music. But we must stop believing that hard work can fix a broken map. No, it will not. You can run as fast as you want on that treadmill. If it's broken, it's broken. Look at that task that makes you feel the most drained and ask yourself, am I struggling because this is hard? Am I struggling because I'm not good at my job? Or whatever it is that is draining you? Or am I struggling because the tool I'm using is making it harder than it needs to be? We are done absolving the current system of mediocrity. We are done with this blind hustle spirit that says that we have to perform all these gimmicks before we can break through. We are done with a system that undermines our grit and insults our intelligence. We are done with a system that doesn't look at its inefficiencies and refuses to improve them because it is to their disadvantage, or it reduces their profit to fix things to make them more efficient. Because a new era is here for the underdog, for us not to play to that sound or tune anymore. We are architects. We are switching places with the machine so that the machine serves us rather than us serve the machine. So, next, we'll be talking about the mediocrity trap because I mentioned it today and I think it's important for us to dig in and discuss. This is our Secrets Vibe, and we are talking about the era of the underdog. Stay tuned for more.